It's okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, no.
Oh my goodness. It's
Demetrius,
crazy. I thought it was
hello.
at 2 my time.
I thought it was also because I did not realize when we spoke about the time change. I honestly didn't know that this Sunday was the time change until Sunday.
Okay.
So you guys
Well,
don't
thank
have the
God
time
to
change?
be here.
So what is it? 1 o'clock for you?
It's, yeah, almost 2 minutes to 1.
I'm sorry about that. I really didn't even know. I'm glad you were on.
Yeah, me too. Because I was like,
So
yeah.
funny. Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to ask you about how's it because you're almost done with your month over on your YouTube channel of how it's gone this month with your challenge. Describe it. Tell everybody first about it, and then tell me about like how's it been going for you because your momentum challenge has been fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so, oh, and by the way, like I've been talking to more and more people, and they just love the multidimensional Maggie. So that's going to be a thing. So, and I want to just, Miss Jedi Knight, Light, Worker, Walker, everything. May the force be with us, right? I don't know if I've ever told you this, but my bag is a Star Wars bag with little, hold on. This is one of my bags that I use quite frequently. And can you see all the Star Wars characters?
I love it. Yes,
So
I
I was
say
just
be
talking
like
with some,
Yoda.
yes. What is it? Do or not do? There is no try, right?
Yes.
So we are doing it. And so I'm going to just hit this up. Um, we're part to lots of communities, but one of the communities that is nearest and dearest to our heart is Brian Scott's Reality Revolution. And he posts every day. So it's a lot of
Yay.
fun. Yay! Whoop, whoop. He posts every day, and it's fun to get on to hit the live chat. Any day that you can make it, it'll boost your energy and bring you up. We were also participants in his RealityCon 3, which was online. And this year's RealityCon 3 was called Large Sums of Money. And what Brian is really working towards in the community is to shift our mindset around how we see money, how we feel money, how it shows up in our life, but also knowing that we deserve large sums of money and that we are
Mhm.
the channels to receive it. And through that receiving, we give. That we, it's not just this where, me, selfish, 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 these things. The other part, which goes lock and step with this, is he's also encouraging us to use our gifts. Like, what are you doing here? Okay, I know a lot of you are here to be just beautiful, but we are tuning forks. Bing, ding, 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 bing, ding, 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 bing, ding, ding, ding. And we want to like tune fork and, like Tessa said, if you want to understand the universe, you need to learn about 369. And that's the space that lies between everything, which is God. So there's lots of different ways. Everybody you talk to will tell you something different. But when you're looking at the Fibonacci numbers, that 369 lays right in the middle of it. And the presence of God is in everything, or spirit, or however you describe your experience with the creator. So in this, he's really working us to like look at ourselves, what's going on, and what are the gifts that we have to give the world, and to also not be afraid to stand up and receive money for that. So he's kind of a double-edged sword that tickles you basically and like gets you vibrating. Yeah, or maybe it's that little soft rubber tuning fork thing that he's just trying to build up the community. And so that's the thing, the Brian Scott Reality Revolution Momentum Challenge, momentum with mind and heart coherence. Because simultaneously, and today's the finale day of the Heart Coherence Challenge with Kyle Boyd and Lisa Rush. And even if you didn't do it in, time as it rolled out, please go back and do those exercises. They're so healing and uplifting for the heart, mind, bringing in the coherence and healing. So, anyway, in one of Brian's videos, he challenged to do the momentum challenge, a 30-day challenge of building momentum, of however your vision is, however you want to show up in the world, whoever you are, whatever you do, coming to you. So, right? And
Yeah.
then what was kind of interesting was like I had already, after RealityCon 3, I had done his 30-day challenge, which was just large and in charge in your face, challenging you to come out. And it
Right.
wasn't until Lisa, who's in Reality Revolution, everybody loves Lisa. She's one of our heavy hitters in Reality Revolution. She kind of messaged me and said, Maggie, you should do the 30-day momentum challenge on your channel. And then I was kind of like, oh, I should. And then when I took like a moment with, myself and creator, I was like, pick me, pick me. So I started on it. And honestly, these challenges are everywhere. Like in the Reality Revolution, it's the anomalous challenge for 30 days. We got the challenge in Reality Revolution. Now the momentum challenge. Brian will be throwing down some other type of challenge. But the
Yeah.
bottom line is that as you do it, it does build momentum, and it does build that like muscle, and it does allow room for your creativity to shine.
Yes.
So
Well, it
that
does. It
is
builds
what,
momentum. Personal momentum then is like in you showing up every day to do your show. Was that the momentum for you personally?
so the momentum for me is getting 30 days of some type of momentum, some kind of content that reflects it. Now,
Hmm.
just being real with you. I was not able to in like see, thank God is outside of time and space, and I don't have to worry about the timeline except I almost missed my own show with you because of this time thing. But I missed like my days on my channel. You just rock through it, 1, 2, 3. But there, as I was going through the challenge, there
Hmm.
were two deaths in my family, a very two significant people that ended up in the ER for me. And also I'm working on Hawaii. Our largest aquifer is being poisoned by the Navy, and each day more and more data is coming out showing that many sites, water, streams, fish, land in the Hawaiian Islands is being poisoned. So that's another thing in my life that I've been working on. So a lot of things have just been kind of piling on. But see, this is the deal about the momentum challenge. If you miss a day, so to speak, in the time reality complex, and then you say, oh man, what do I do? And I'm at two funerals now and this and that. Actually, part of the momentum challenge is realizing that, as Cardi B would say, I get knocked down 9 times, but I get up 10. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It doesn't like, you just need to keep coming with your content, keep coming with your momentum, keep coming with your creativity ideas. Of course, you're going to do it. And then, of course, once I get a team, I'll be able to manipulate around those time variables so that content will just come out in 30
So are
days.
you right? So you're you saying you did 30-day challenge in 30, you did 30, you produced 30 shows, but in more than 30 days
Yes, I'm
in a
actually on day
row. In a row. You did 30
24.
days, but more than 30 days in a row.
I'm actually on day 24 of the 30-day challenge in the momentum challenge.
Right.
And in that, I missed some days due to some life events.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
but to your point, so that's okay. You just keep showing up back the next day.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's but that's what I'm saying. by the time you're done, so if you've done 24, it's probably been more than 24 days to have done 24 episodes, but they're you're consistently showing up. You're being consistent. You're winning.
Yeah.
You're winning. Yeah. Yeah. And this is the thing is that to just keep showing up is for a lot of people where they get off they go off the Ponderosa, they stop showing up. And it's easy
Yes.
to do, especially when life, especially the circumstances you just mentioned are severe, are intense and severe. But it's easy just even to have your like, oh, the time change messed me up and I'm tired, so I didn't go do my episode today. That happens too,
Yes, it
you know?
does.
So I give
And
you a lot of credit and I'm proud of you and I'm just excited that you are just inspiring so many people.
thank you. I really, thank you. I really, the thing is like when I feel all of you, and I know that even some of these videos are not going to even be seen till years later with people, but that'll still, the transmission will still be in it. And so it's
Hmm.
so wonderful to be, even though like I'm building this channel and I'm doing these challenges, they're really the spark is all of you.
So beautiful. Well, you know, one other thing I know last time we spoke, which was a little over a week ago, you were sharing with us about the water in Hawaii, about what's going on with the case that you're on. And is there anything else in the updates you want to share? I just want to, before we move forward, because that's a big deal.
Well, it's just it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And
Yeah.
like anybody who's watched Aaron Brockovich or Dark Waters or any of these you know what if we our case is actually turned we're connecting with Palestine, Ohio
I saw
and
her on the
Pennsylvania.
news. Yeah.
Mhm. And so
Hmm.
like it's kind of interesting now that we're making this network with like Camp Lejeune, and where everybody's learning from each other because it's the same things over and over in different places. So it's really it's not a sprint, it's a hike. Each day is a new development and you have to like basically dig in for every win, and it's very very small
Yeah.
incremental. So what I can say at this point is more and more data continues to keep coming out, and it's really not easy to get this. And there's, usually most of us we like to go from point A to point B and get things done. And they've actually their playbooks, the government playbooks, they actually have strategy to suppress the people, oppress the people, suppress the information, and not so it's really, that's kind of the update that I would leave us with. It's just going to be, continued
Yeah.
effort to shine light in the
Okay.
darkest place.
Right. Okay. Thank you. The other, and then also, I have to throw this in because I saw this today and I shared it on my Facebook page. Shout out to Dale for that beautiful poem that he wrote about you.
Oh,
Was that not amazing?
yes, Dale. Oh, it was so like so. What was interesting is I didn't. For some reason, it was of course the one thing that did not pop up in my feed or whatever it's
Oh,
called. It
yeah,
didn't come
yeah.
up. And then thank God for his persistence, but he kept saying, "Hey, I, made something for you. Did you see it?" And I thought he puts posts, so I thought, yeah, thank you this, and he goes, no, like I made something for you, and I am so.
Oh, wait, you got muted. Something happened. Something happened where we don't hear you anymore.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Did
There
it
you
go
go.
wrong?
No, now I hear you.
Okay. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear
Hello?
me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Sorry,
That's
okay, there.
okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you were saying about Dale though that you finally saw it. He wrote a poem. This guy from our group in Reality Revolution wrote a poem to Multidimensional Maggie, kind of like a the sweetest thing in the world.
Yeah,
Very uplifting. I found it very touching
I
and
did
sweet.
too. I
Yeah,
cried. It was, and it's so inspiring, and I want to commit it to my heart and my memory because it's literally like my mission and what I want to do.
yeah.
Just
He sees
continue.
you. He
Yeah.
sees you, and that's what's. It's just so beautiful to let people know that I see you. You know, I see you. I see what you're doing. I get you. I
Yeah.
understand you. I see you. Yeah. Yeah. So beautiful. So expanded minds, Maggie. What were we talk about tonight?
Well, I wanted to, turn around and ask like, how was your birthday and anything around
Yeah.
that? Wanna magical events, I'm sure.
Well, um, I went out that night that we did the show. I went out later that night with some friends just down the street. We had some Mexican food. It was really nice. And then we came back to my house and just kind of visited for a little while longer. It was just really fun to have the focal point of the evening be in conversation mode and just sharing in community and not be like going and doing something else. Like sometimes there's a time for everything. So there's always a time to go see a show or go see a movie or go someplace where the dinner is drawn out for 4 hours. Like that can be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's
this
very
was more,
powerful.
yeah, we actually got sat at a table that was a circle. And I was like, thank you. And the music was really low. So it was really, we could hear each other and have fun with each other and talk to each other. So I really had a really nice time just talking to these people that um, all our kids go to school together. So that's how we know each other. Like that's the common denominator. Other than that, you may not have a whole lot in common with someone. So it's kind of fun to get to know these people. And yeah, so I had a good time. That was that night. And then it's been kind of I feel like I've been in a time warp sort of. I don't
Yeah.
know, I can't even tell you what I've done this last week because I work with clients. I'm an ADHD coach. I help clients.
Mhm.
But the rest of this some of this week it's just I feel like time is really weird right now.
Yeah.
It's I've been very tired. I know there's a lot of energy effects, I guess, on the planet. There's a
Mhm.
lot of astrological stuff going on. I'm not an astrologer. I just kind of I hear it and it makes sense, and then I go, "That's what's happening," but I couldn't spit it back out to you what's happening. I don't know.
Mhm.
Things are moving into different signs, conjuncts, and all these things.
Mhm.
But I do feel kind of profoundly affected in a way of just energetically affected. I don't really know. It
I agree too. I could really feel that, like, as the new moon was progressing, I could definitely feel it very, very deeply. You can also feel like the shift in life tracks and like what is going on with you. It's something seemed to sort of almost have a slow motion type of vibe. And then, like, I've actually in the last few weeks had some really miraculous interpersonal calls and, you know, big healings on that a lot. It's just very interesting all the pieces that are moving and how you're watching it, affect a person or and heal a person or release. Like, and you remember, like, you ever did you ever hear this quote? If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
yes.
It's kind of like as I'm watching things, those never ever evers, like your maybe prayers and things you've been imagining and wishing are coming true. But sometimes when you make that, you ask God to change your life or to upgrade your life in a way, all of a sudden everything starts falling apart. And you're like, wait a minute, I said I wanted to like have a YouTube channel and I'm have a business and package courses and be on the world stage and have retreats. And like how the pieces move, or I somebody I know also like wanted to improve an area of their life, and then in that process ended up getting some things, and now they're like, wait a minute, I didn't want this, but the way as I'm watching it, I'm realizing the events that are occurring in his life are actually setting him up perfect to end up where he actually wants to be. So,
Yes.
when you break the change, it's coming, but also like the solar flares are incredible. The planet's movement, like you said, like this last full moon, boy, I really could feel it. Like I
Hmm.
feel them all, but it was like you can see that there's more intensity with
Yes.
almost everything, and also you can kind of see with some people like, whoa, pump the brakes. I'm gonna take a little commercial break from you until you can, and oh, here I am. Oh, pump the brakes. I gotta be like,
Yes.
okay, slow it down because you know you you want to like watch how you don't want to be reactive. You want to be neutral or proactive, and not be in a
Yes.
situation where, like you, yeah. But it's interesting because everybody shits up, stuff's popping up, and things are transforming, and things are
Yes.
moving. Hmm.
Well, one of the new things that happened to
Sorry.
me, I'm sorry, did I didn't mean,
No, no.
what,
I have like a delay, so sometimes it creates a. So please go
like,
ahead.
so I had a new, um, I want to guess, call it a gift that has popped up, which is being able to use my hands for
Hmm.
healing.
Oh yeah.
It's not both hands, it's my right hand. Although it could be my both hands and I just don't know it. And, but I especially feel it with my right hand. And I've been helping some people with issues, right? And
Hmm.
that's been kind of crazy. And I went into an Akashic reading today and felt the message come through. Um, and my hand, it was probably my hand chakras, like
Yeah.
they were open.
Seals on them. Yeah, that open. Yeah, that's right.
They were super open and tingly and like, ooh, and I was like, long afterwards too, like
Yeah.
for a good half hour maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like kind of crazy, and I was like, um, so I'm finding my way with that because I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to
Yeah.
do with that. I don't. It sounds so
Normal.
un. Well, no, it
Super
sounds so.
normal.
It it
Supernaturally you.
sounds so weird.
No, it doesn't sound weird. The
Um,
thing is, we are brought in, and we have all this. All the seals are open. The ability to heal, the imagination, the shamanic abilities, all of it's in everyone. But then we are then entrained to put caps on all of
yes,
it.
right.
It's not abnormal. It is okay. So
Okay,
it's supernatural, natural. Like
okay.
you know what I'm saying. And it's like it's
I
always been
like
there.
that. I like that.
Yeah, and it's a
I
part
just
of.
didn't know. I had no idea. I did not know. And now I know. And now I'm like, okay. I don't
And
know
if
what
you
to do with
don't
that.
know, now you know. Woo-hoo!
Yeah. So it's been making me feel like I need to obviously help people. So, because it's
Yes,
not something you just keep to yourself.
and you've helped so many people. You continue. The only point of power is now. In every now moment, you've helped people, and God is just increasing your healing grade. I mean, Jesus and Yogananda, and you look at all of these teachers, they were all the ultimate energy healers, and
Right,
it's not abnormal. It is your birthright, and it is, and as people remember who they are,
right.
it's like you're a powerful healer.
So people are going to be remembering expanding their own minds and expanding their own gifts and their own consciousness into areas possibly that you have no idea. Like I didn't see that coming.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just saying, like to your point, you think this is what I want. I want this, this, and this, and this, as if you're going to the grocery store and you're just going to pick all the things you want. But the way that things come, not the way you expect, not the way you would even think. It, it, and it could even seem weird or unfortunate or whatever at first, and then you later, in hindsight, will go, "This is actually what I was asking for. It's just this is crazy how it happened." And
Well, you know what's very interesting? Look back to the early history, how we sanitized childbirth and having children. And what were we told? A stork comes. And the stork comes and puts the baby. And then you're like, oh my gosh, that's kind of incredible. We had 8 storks come to our house. Why did I never see them? It and we take things, we sanitize it, and then we like make it a certain way.
yeah.
And then when you get into it, you're like, whoa, what is this? This is the largest crap in my life I've ever had to take, and I feel like I gotta piss and shit on myself, and everything under the sun.
Oh
My
no.
back's about to break, and like, yeah. And then what happens? You think to yourself, excuse my wordings, but I'm never gonna beep again. I'm never gonna beep again. I'm never gonna beep. And then beautiful baby into the world. They put
Right.
it, him and her or your business or your dream on your chest, and you breathe this one, and all of a sudden you forget all, like, maybe not totally, but there is a type of like this pain, this birthing, this change, this falling away was worth everything. And a lot of things in life, if you want it, you're going to have to work at it. And I'm not saying that life has to be painful, but there is a process of like, if you really want something, you're going to need to focus, and you're going to need to let the bullshit fall away. And sometimes that's painful, and or sometimes it feels weird.
No, I
Or
can
some,
feel that responsibility is really everybody's having to step up in a different, more responsibility oriented way.
yeah,
For sure. In order to make some dreams come true, or in order just to help with everybody with everything. It's
yeah,
asking of us to be stepping into a more responsible stance.
yeah,
Um, that word keeps coming up for me all the time lately,
yeah.
like the last month, which is not exactly the sexiest word, but
So, no, I'm with you on that. It's heavy sometimes.
yeah, but it's got some desired, results come from that. So
Yes.
it's interesting. You have to really expand your mind to appreciate.
Well, think
Time to
about,
adult.
huh?
Time to adult.
Time to adult. Yeah. I coached a lot of sports. And one thing, too, okay, so let's say that you're teaching a person to do a backflip on a beam. In the very, first of all, they need to be able to do a backflip on the floor. So you might have to break that down into different skill sets that actually teach them how to flip their body, and then you teach the whole element. And I'm going to tell you, in the beginning, for most people it looks like poop. It doesn't have beautiful form, and then as you move towards, you want to perfect the form. And once they get that, you learn how to flip in the air, and because that's a weird feeling when you first learn it. Then
Hmm.
once your body begins to understand, okay, this is what a backflip feels like. Okay, this is what it feels like to do it on the ground. Okay, now this is what it feels like to do it with form. Okay, now this is what it feels like to try to pretend I'm doing it on a tiny beam on the, like,
Yeah.
tape on the floor. Now I'm going to take you onto a tiny beam, and now we're going to start doing it. And usually you stack mats up so it appears as a floor. And then you slowly, and you might have to spot. I was a great spotter so that people get the feeling. And then you slowly
Right.
move that way. And the next thing you know, you're doing your backflip, stick it on the ground, and then you move up to a higher beam and a higher beam. And so everybody always watches these beautiful gymnasts, like, and just thinks, but they don't see every broken bone. They don't see the hours of falling, the whole levels that led to that. And it's the same thing in our spiritual journeys. There's different levels and different learnings and different ways to coach and tease a backflip in the spiritual realm out of us.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody sees the broken bones. That's interesting. Well, that's for sure. Did you see the Oscars?
No, I didn't. No.
I didn't either, but I heard about that movie that won all the
The
uh,
whale, where he was, what? Which
no,
one?
he won the best.
Everything in every place or something like that.
That one. Yeah.
Oh, I've heard so many good things about it. I haven't been able to see it yet.
I have to watch that because not because it won all the Oscars, but because I passed by, saw snippets of the film and was like, "Oh, I got to see that."
Yes.
The title alone would intrigue me. I mean, I feel like, and then they were saying whatever they were saying about it, and I was like, yeah, that's something I guess. So I was wondering if you saw it yet. No, we got to watch that, Maggie.
It has some of my so like the young lady who won the Oscar, she
Hmm.
was so I saw her reception. Oh man, she made me cry because she's been an actress for a long time. She's always been amazing. She's like in Crouching Lion, Hidden Dragon,
Oh, that was
Crazy.
when I
She's
loved, yeah, Crouching
yeah,
Tiger, Hidden Dragon is when I saw that movie and fell in love with that whole genre, and
yes,
with they came up with those magical, mystical Asian films. Crazy Rich Asians was fun too. That was a
yeah.
fun. She's a great actress.
She
She
is a great
deserves to
actress.
win.
I'm embarrassed that I can't
Absolutely.
think of her name, but I was so overjoyed for her, and she just really like her reception was receiving the award was just so to the heart. I mean, I was so,
Ah,
so happy to see her win. She's been working in the industry for so long, and I think overlooked, and she's just stunningly beautiful, but she's a
well, that's the
great.
thing, right? People don't realize that you actually everything. This is for you were just telling the story about being a gymnast. People don't just open up their eyes one day and say, "Oh, I'm just going to be a whatever." It takes a lot of work and effort and years of practice, 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 practice to be anything.
Yes,
To be anything. To be a YouTuber, to be an actress, to be, a great pharmacist. I mean, you name it. No one wakes up one morning and is just the thing. It takes a lot of practice. And
yes.
so tying that back into momentum, I mean, just keeping going. You do build momentum though. So at some point you click over a point where the it starts to help, the what am I saying? Like gravity, like, the takes
The
over at some
critical
point.
peaking point. It's a critical
Yeah,
mass tip. But have you ever heard of the 10,000 hour rule? There is a 10,000 hour rule that they talk about, like in business or in any of your dreams. And they basically say, if you put 10,000 hours into anything, and I mean, of course, we're not talking like without your heart, and like Napoleon Hill says, a definite chief aim, and you're really putting it in, there's no way you will not succeed. You just have to be putting it. And if you look at like I know they were saying like with the Beatles, they had played in many venues and nobody was there, and they just kept putting those hours in. Same thing with
really.
oh my gosh,
I didn't never hear that about the
what's
Beatles.
that
That's
one?
interesting.
He's kind of crazy, crazy, crazy for you, baby. What's he? Aerosmith, right?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
He talks about it too. Like he said, we performed in so many places and no one was there, and then they had so many like albums and then nothing, and then all of a sudden that boom, they started hitting into that 10,000 hours. So there's like example after example, and of course you want to be putting in with your chief aim, and you want to be putting it in with your passion, because if you're just putting 10,000 hours of mediocre things, of course you're going to bear the fruit of
right.
that. But many of us are not. We're pushing ourselves to excellence, we're pushing ourselves to perfection. I hate that word sort of because I don't want anyone left out. But what's so interesting is like that's part of the journey. Like one thing I really love to do is when you look at certain people's YouTube, like for instance, me, I'm gonna be one of those people. My first videos, I was still oxygen dependent. And you're gonna look at it and watch my look modify as I continue to sit in the seat of the cockpit of my life and fly that plane. You're going to see my channel move, grow, modify, add. And when I look at people, you look at them and you're like, wow, look at how far they've come, look at everything they've done. And they kept walking in the direction of their dream, and there wasn't perfection or everything surrounding them yet, but they were holding that energy so the
Yeah.
universe could beam me up, Scotty, Brian, Scotty. But the universe could beam you up into the next life track. You have to like walk in that.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. Well, I think there's a lot of, especially actors,
Ooh.
that put in a lot more than 10, what'd you say, 10,000? 10,000 hours?
Hmm.
Yeah. I've done that at least. I've done more than that with coaching.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
there's also natural raw talent. I'm not taking that away. Some people do jump the grades, and there's also, but we all know that there's
Yeah.
other natural things going on there. Um, but yeah, so definitely, so like we're about to watch as you are in your 10,000 hours, big things are popping for you coming. Like, you're on that
Big things
precipice.
be popping.
Yeah. Big things popping, little things stopping. Yeah. I love TI.
Ah,
So, like, yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. So, okay. I know we usually close the show with you asking a question to everybody, and I'm going to say it again because I will do it this week. Well, the next time we meet, we will have a winner. I didn't do it. I didn't bring a winner this time. I don't know that anybody, I don't know if there was any comments, but um, I know I answered the question. What kind of question do you have that
I
people
want to
can
say one.
answer? And you go into my YouTube and answer the question, and then you'll be entered into a free drawing for a free tarot reading. So,
I just want to say something. Hi, Jill. Hi, Jill. Thank you for dropping by with us today.
oh, hi, Jill. I'm sorry, I didn't see Jill. Yes, hello, Jill.
Yeah, we're still learning this platform, but please go into the YouTube, Jill, and put in so that you can win. We would love
Yes,
to have that. Okay, here's a question. Ready? Okay. What is your favorite food? How is it prepared and why? Like, what's your
oh my
little.
gosh,
Yeah.
my favorite food. Oh, well, I don't know that's my ultimate favorite because I like a lot of food.
Yes, me too.
I like
But
the
if you
juicy
had to,
stuff.
it's like if you had to pick, you know what? It also kind of pretends on what's your microbiome saying on that moment. But what's
So I can tell you something, and then this is what you guys go answer in the thing. Just say what it is your favorite food, and you're just automatically entered into the drawing. Um,
anything around your
well,
food, chefing, whatever?
yeah, I love, as this is gonna sound silly, but like I can't have chicken. I've grown an intolerance to chicken. So I love turkey. I can put turkey on everything. And so a turkey on a salad with specifically Paul Newman's light Caesar dressing is my absolute favorite. Of course, you could throw other things in the salad, but as long as it's got the turkey and that dressing, that's my favorite lunch. I can have for dinner. I probably could have for breakfast. I mean, I love it, love it, love it. What about you? What's yours?
Okay, so I also love like lots of foods, but one of the foods that I like return to over and over again, and I can't really like. I mean, I can if I have to, but I think it's in my part of my DNA makeup. But poi. So
Really?
yes, like I love poi. I gotta have my poi. Of course, I would love to have my poi with like a lao lao. or Kahlua pig or lomi salmon, which is like the best. But I really, really love poi. It's
Excellent.
it's a it's kind of bland, and it's basically taro, right? Which is technically like, I guess, like a sweet potato, but we pound it. And of course, there's different types of taro.
I've never had it.
Yeah, well, and the thing about it in Hawaii, a lot of times when you do go to the luau's, they don't tend to give you guys good poi, and so people then think poi is bad. Um,
Oh,
but it's pretty. It's kind of bland, but it's makes your body beautiful. It gives you energy. It's a really good food along the lines of like if you're sensitive to foods and you have like allergies. And the one thing too is like if you have like a little baby, so you know, like in nursing, if you have a baby that you got to make them feeder and grower and they need to put weight on, poi is one of those things that'll put that fat on them really fast. That really helps the brain development. But I've also had good success with it when people have had strokes or other neurological things, because you can make the consistency of the poi to whatever they can swallow, or even I've even been as creative as putting it in their tube feeding to help beef
oh
up their
wow.
weight. So yeah, but
So it's
I
good brain
personally,
food, huh?
yeah, I love it. Like I don't even understand exactly like, because I'm not real big on yams. I love potatoes, um, but yeah, it's just our taro is just out of this world, and it's purple. I love
It
it.
works on so many levels.
I like my poi with crab. I like my poi with steak. I like poi.
Awesome. I just learned something new about multidimensional Maggie.
So yeah, I even have a sticker that says "Got poi."
I love it. That's cool. I'll have to try some one time. Well, definitely I have to get
Anytime
to
I definitely
Hawaii
know where
first.
I'm taking
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
All right, girlfriend. Well, listen, thank you for everybody who stopped by and for your emojis and thumbs up. I saw some waving for some
Thank you,
people. Thank
everyone.
you. And like I said, go to YouTube, look up Spiritual Ish. Um, it is my YouTube channel, and we'll have this on there. It's simulcasting right now. Just leave it in the comment below your favorite food, and I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back next time. So we're going to do what, Maggie, next Tuesday?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. And
Um.
then sometimes we'll do Fridays.
Wait. I might need to tweak that. Let me talk to you like after.
You can definitely tweak it, and that whenever you tell me, I'll make a post and we'll schedule it in the studio. Okay.
When you do leave your favorite food, please leave us a little tiny tidbits on why it's your favorite or what it
Yes.
is. Just a little
Yes.
bit
Yes.
about it.
The why is the fun part of the answer, right?
Also,
Because
like,
people would tell me, "What, eat chicken?" I'm like, I can't eat chicken. So
yeah, and that's something everyone thinks. And it's interesting. Like, I learned something about you. Most of the times, chicken's the default meat for people, and like, me and my daughter are gonna like. My daughter's like, no chicken for me. So you guys would be like, no chickeners together.
love it. Yeah. All right, girlfriend. Well, bye everybody. Thank you for
Thank you.
coming.
And thank you, Jenny, for everything. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh no, thank you. I'll see you next time. I'll see you soon.